are you? How are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. Um, we are back. All right. We are back and we're gonna talk about something else again. Um, so we are back about the book, my story, that we have been talking about. But before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification button so that way you don't miss any new video when I post it. Please, your support means so much to me, and we have to try to be in this journey together. All right, so subscribe to this channel and share it to other people. It's more educational channel, and we have to learn from what happened to others and know how we can build a very healthy society. So that is the reason I shared my story, for to educate others that it's not always safe in church or somewhere else for women, in church, at work, at school, especially in the continent of Africa. It's not safe. So please, welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for being here with me. As I said, my name is Coco Ramazani, and we're gonna chat a little bit again about my story. So last video I spoke about Pastor Musafiri. It was when my family confronted him. I want you to understand, each time I talk about Musafiri, you know, I become very sick the next, like day or after. So that's why it's not that easy for me to post a video every day talking about Pastor Musafiri, but I will keep going no matter what. So it's not that easy to talk about this story. It's very, very painful story, and I'm still going through this pain until today. So please be patient with me, because I'm not done yet with the Pastor Musafiri. I am not done yet with the Pastor Musafiri. What he did to me, it was unbearable and painful, and this must stop in church. Must stop. Children should never go through this in church, in hands of the people they trust, and the people they look up to, the people who call themselves as the pastors or whatever, the so-called prophet. So we have to stop this madness in church now. We have to end this, and that's the reason I am speaking up, because I'm not the only one Pastor Musafiri abused this way in SAYUNI, in Congo. I'm not the only one. There is many women, many young girls Pastor Musafiri abused. He did this to so many. I'm speaking up for those who still they can't speak up for themselves yet. But I encourage everyone to speak up. Speak up. Don't be quiet. Don't be afraid anymore of for anybody. Don't be afraid. Speak up. Speak up, because we have to end this madness, sexual abuse against women in church. We have to end this. So don't be afraid. Speak up, and you are not alone. We will fight this together. All right? So, the day, as I said, I was a singer, a solo singer, in church called CEPAC, SAYUNI, but at that time it used to be called CEPZA because Congo changed the name. And I was the youngest in the choir, and I started to sing in the choir, in children choir first, before going to the grown-up choir. So I was the youngest in the choir, and I was singing solo. So the chapter where we ended was where Pastor Musafiri was confronted by my family. So after he was confronted by my family, Pastor Musafiri didn't stop. Pastor Musafiri didn't stop even after being confronted by my family member, my brother-in-law, Albertina's husband, and my other sisters. That night when I was coming home, he was with me, and he was confronted by my family member. They were waiting for me. They were in the living room in Chimbunda at number 34. That's where I used to live at that time. And my brother-in-law came down because he was living, my sister Albertine was living at number 64. And he came down that night to wait for me. I'm sure they told him, I've been coming home late all the time. So he came down and waited for me. And other family members were in there, such as my sister Leontine and others. So Pastor Musafiri didn't stop even after he was confronted and he was told to stay away from me and not to keep me at church that late anymore, which he never stopped. Because after that confrontation with my family member, he started other tactic. He started other tactic or strategies for being close to me. Sometimes this now became, he was stopping me until at Elo Kadutu. Elo Kadutu was one of the elementary school close to my house. And this is the time also at church. He became more and more aggressive to touch me, to kiss me, and inviting me to his house often. So he became more and more. When he was inviting me to his house often, he was saying that we're gonna have to do more practice. Remember, we have those songs, you have to practice more than others. So that was the tactic he was using. That was the tactic. All the time saying you have to practice more than others, because you are the one who's gonna have to sing solo, and you have to practice more than others. So he was inviting me to practice at church early. He was inviting me to practice at his house. He was inviting me to stay after the choir again. So he changed the tactic, but he never stopped. He never stopped. And this really went on. Or each time I was going home when it was dark, he was with me until at Elokadutu, and before he released me to go home, he was satisfying himself first by touching my breast, by touching my private part, by kissing me forcefully, by doing everything he could to please himself first. And by asking me to perform oral sex on him. These things never stopped. Pastor Musafiri never stopped. And I've been dealing with this pain for so long. But what kind of pastor he was? So Musafiri was a monster, a predator, a pedophile. That's what Musafiri was. Again, I really don't know what kind of a relationship he had with his wife, because he was married and the father of several children himself. But still, another man is a child, because I was just a child. I was a child, a teenager. To go through that in hands of somebody I called a pastor, it was painful. This destroyed me so bad. My faith was just really in pain, because I didn't know what to believe anymore. I didn't. Because what they were teaching us, it's not that what Musafiri was doing. As I said, I started in that church. I was just a kid. I wasn't supposed to be touching a man at all. With the doctrine of that church, SAYUNI, You are not supposed to have a sex before marriage or to touch a man before marriage. And I respected that, and I loved that doctrine, because for me as an orphan, I felt it was a protection, you know, for my life, for my future. But I was wrong. There is a grown-up man, Pastor Musafiri, who took advantage of me being orphan. He knew I didn't have a parent. He knew that, and I was the right target for Pastor Musafiri. I was the right target. So this was very, very painful. Every day I blamed myself. I confessed that I was in pain, emotional pain. I hated him. That takes a very hard word. But that's how I felt. It hurt me so bad. Pastor Musafiri. So he changed the tactic to molest me. He never stopped after my family confronted him. And that's how bad it was. Each time he told me to stay back, to do more practice again. You need more practice, you need more practice. I knew he was gonna touch me again. That was the fact. Each time he said, wait for me, we're gonna go together, I'm gonna accompany you. I knew he was just looking for a private spot or place where he could have a chance to touch me. That's what was it. Each time he said, after the service or after the practice, wait for me, we're gonna go together. I knew he's trying to find a place where he can touch me. What kind of father? What kind of pastor? Trust me, I asked him that question when I confronted him. If they have done that to one of his kids, how he was gonna feel? But that's what I went through in hands of Musafiri in Choir A. It's SAYUNI Church in Congo, in Bukavu. So Pastor Musafiri wasn't who you thought he was. He was a monster, a pedophile. He abused young women. He abused children. He abused women who were even grown up. Pastor Musafiri. I don't know why he was really into sex a lot. I don't know. Maybe other Maybe his wife can explain to people one day. But Pastor Musafiri was into sex a lot. He wasn't living as a pastor at all. No. I'll never forget what happened to me in Rwanda, in Cyangugu, when we went there. I'll never forget what he did to me at Ibra Radio. This will be next. But remember to protect your children. Protect your wife from pastors. Protect your girls from pastors. And very soon, Pentecostal pastor will start destroying young boys, because they started already, but it's going to become very bad, because as we are exposing them, they're gonna change the tactic. So protect your children, girls and boys. Protect them from pastors. Protect your wife. Protect yourself, mother, from pastors. Protect yourself. Until we meet again, bye for now. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you don't miss any video. We are in this journey together. Your support means so much to me. Please subscribe and share the video to anybody. Share the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, next time. Bye-bye.